So we know women ages 18 to 24, specifically those enrolled in a college or university, are at the highest risk of sexual violence compared to the general public. So we wanted that specific demographic to know that we're here for them as they walk through these halls of NIU every single day.
As a counselor, I partner with survivors of sexual assault and sexual abuse, and I want to help them feel more comfortable in their own skin. Part of that healing process is for them to practice self-compassion and rebuild healthy identities. And that's really challenging when our culture victim blames. It's never the victim's fault for sexual assault or sexual abuse. It's an assault against an individual.
This particular exhibit is really forcing you to take a hard look at what is going on within our community. This is not something that's happening, states away. This is not something that's happening in a totally different city. This is happening in DeKalb and in Sycamore.
And when their violence is minimized and denied, and they've been shamed and blamed, many people say that secondary victimization is worse than the original assault that occurred. We need to become a community that calls out assault for what it is and rallies around our survivors to show that we believe them, and not just believe them, but support them for the resources and the healing that they need. It is never the survivor's fault. We need to change the system, and we know that at Safe Passage we can't be that only platform. So we're grateful to partner with NIU's Pick Museum of Anthropology to put a dent into the problem, to create a safer community, to raise awareness, to educate, to create a new culture, and to offer hope and inspiration.
One of the things that I hope that visitors to this exhibit get out of it is to be aware that there are survivors all around them. A lot of the people that they come into contact with on a regular basis are also victims of sexual violence and sexual abuse, so that they might not be aware of it.
There are so many things people can do to help create a safer environment for sexual assault survivors and their families. But the most important thing, and my biggest piece of advice, is to start by believing. When someone tells you they were sexually assaulted, tell them, I believe you, I'm sorry that happened, what can I do to support you?
For myself personally, I didn't know a lot about sexual abuse or sexual assault prior to working at Safe Passage. It kind of seemed like it almost existed in this bubble. And until that bubble is burst for you, you're kind of in the dark about it. And I think that's why I really like Swept Under the Rug, because it really is swept under the rug. We don't talk about sexual abuse, we don't talk about sexual assault, and having an exhibit like this really brings it to the forefront and can maybe help educate some people who, just like me, were in the dark about it.
So I'm hoping that survivors will come in here and feel encouraged to step forward and find that place of healing that they need. I hope that individuals that come in here that maybe didn't understand the way that their reactions to things are so hurtful and re-traumatizing, that they start to reevaluate that, and that they themselves start to look a little bit deeper and start to interact with survivors in a more positive way, and to start to fight within our community to put an end to these issues.
I think it's important to know that if you have come through this exhibit or you're watching this video and you feel triggered or you feel emotional like I did, please know that you're not alone. This is incredibly hard to walk through. We know that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will experience sexual assault before they turn 18. So it is something that affects so many of us. So if you do feel triggered or you feel emotional, please know that you don't have to go through that alone. Places like Safe Passage are here to talk you through that.
I hope that we become a community that listens, believes, supports, honors the vulnerability of a survivor's story, practices confidentiality of their histories, educates ourselves on what it's like for a survivor in their healing journey.
So please know that places like Safe Passage exist for those in DeKalb County or any neighboring county. Safe Passage provides free and confidential services to men, women, and children, no matter the age, gender, or sexuality, or no matter the time of abuse. You can call Safe Passage for free and confidential services at 815-756-5228. If you aren't local to DeKalb County and you need to find an advocate in your area, please know that the National Sexual Assault Hotline exists. That number is 1-800-656-4673. Please know that you are not alone.
I hope as a community that we can change from victim blaming to survivor believing.